Hello, welcome to today's class. Now, please, on the board we have the rules of divisibility. We have the rules of divisibility. So we say that any whole number can exactly be divisible by 2 if it is an even number. If a number is an even number, then we say that 2 can divide the number. And for example, 10. 10 is an even number and 2 can divide it. 7. 7 is not an even number and 2 cannot divide it. By the way, an even number is any number that ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Any number that ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 is referred to as an even number. So if I have any number, let's say 200. 200 is an even number because it ends with 0. If I have 215, 215 is not an even number because it did not end with any of these other number. So let's continue. And that means this cannot be divided by 2 exactly. And this one can be divided by 2 exactly. That means 200 is divisible by 2. Let's continue. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. For example, we have 27. If I sum these two digits, 2 and 7, and it gives me a number that 3 can divide, then we say that that's 27 is divisible by 3. So 2 plus 7 will give us 9. So we say that 27 is divisible by 3. Any other number, 21. 21, add it together, add the digits, you have 2 plus 1, and that will give us 3. And 3 is divisible by 3. So we say that 21 is also divisible by. Let's go to 16. When I add 1 plus 6, I have 7, which cannot be divided exactly by 3. So I say that 16 is not divisible by 3. Now let's move on. 4. A number is said to be divisible by 4 if its last digits form a number, if its last two digits form a number divisible by 4. Now let's see if its last digits form a number divisible by 4. If I have 220 and I want to check if it is divisible by 4, I am going to be looking at these two last digits, 2 and 0. 20. Can 4 divide 20 without a remainder? Yes, 4 can divide 20 without a remainder. Automatically, this number is divisible by 4. Let's check another one. 216. 216, can it be divided by 4? Yes, because the two numbers that ends it, 1 and 6, makes 16, and 16 is divisible by 4. Let's take another one. 208. 208. 0 and 8 are the two last digits, and these two last digits, 08 gives us 8. Is divisible by 4. So let's take another one. 225. 225 is not divisible by 4 because 25 cannot be divided by 4 without a remainder. So we continue. A number is said to be divisible by 5 if the last digit is 5 or 0. If the last digit is 5 or 0, we say that the number is divisible by 5. Let's take some example. If the last digit is 5, if I have 2215, automatically, since this last digit is 5, it can be divided by 5 exactly. 2190 can be divided by 1 exactly. Any other thing ending it cannot be divided. One ending it with 1 cannot be divided by 0. If I have 102, this also cannot be divided. But if I have 100, that means it can be divided because it ends with 0. So we are looking at any number that ends with 5 or 0. We say that that number is divisible by 5. Let's go to 6. A number is said to be divisible by 6 if it is divisible by both 2 and 3. So let's take a number that we all know. Let's take 12 as an example. We know that 12 is actually divisible by 6. But let's see if it obeys this rule. If this 12 can exactly be divided by 2 and 3, then we say it can also be divided by 6. Let's go. For a number to be divisible by 2, it must be an even number. An even number ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So, since it ends with 2, it is divisible by 2. Now, is it divisible by 3? For a number to be divisible by 3, the sum of the digits will give us a number that is divisible by 3. So, let's see. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and 3 can divide 3. So 12 automatically obeys the rule of divisibility for 6. Now let's go. If we have 18 is an even number, so yes, it can be divided by 2 exactly. Can it be divided by 3? 1 plus 8 will give us 9. And 9 can be divided by 3. Let's take 26. 26 is an even number since it ends with a number 6. And ending with 6 means that it is even and it hence can be divided by 2. So by 2, yes. But by 3, if I have 2 plus 6, I have 8. And 8 cannot be divided by 3 without a remainder. So when we say that, we now discover that yes, 26 can be divided by 2, but cannot be divided by 3. Therefore, it cannot be divided by 6, cannot be divided by 6. So it has to obey the rule of divisibility for 2 and 3 before you can say that the number can be divided by 6. Let's move on to, okay, there is no special law for 7. But moving on to 8, we say that a number is exactly divisible by 8 if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. For example, if I have 12008, observe these last 3 digits to be 8 and hence can be divided by 8. If I have 12016, observe the last digit, these 3 last digits is 16, and 16 can be divided by 8, and so on. Observe that these 8 and 4 are similar, while 4 looks at the last 2 digits 8 is looking at the last 3 digits. Nine. A number is said to be divisible by 9 if the digits is divisible, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So if I am to give a number that is divisible by 9, let's say 27. This 27 is said to be divisible by 9 if when I add 2 and 7, I have a number divisible by 9. So let's add 2 and 7. Adding 2 and 7, I will have 2 plus 7 to be 9. Hence, 9 can divide itself. What of 18? The popular 18 that we know. This is possible because 1 plus 8 will give us 9. Let's move on to 81. It is also possible because 8 plus 1 will give us 9. And they are all divisible by 9. How about 72? 72, 7 plus 2 will give you 9, and 9 is divisible by 9 can divide itself. So 72, they are all divisible by 9. Now let's take a number that is not divisible, 75. Going by that 75, adding the 2 will give us 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 should be 12. 12 cannot be divided by 9. Let's move on to the last one, 10. A number is said to be divisible by 10 if the number ends with 0. Any other thing, it can no longer be divided. For example, I have the popular 100. 100 ends with 0. 10 itself ends with 0. The 20 we know ends with 0. The 30 ends with 0. 11110 is divisible by 10. Any other thing like 102, 10 cannot divide it because it's ending with another number. 101 cannot. 225 cannot. So when a number ends with any other thing other than 0, we say that 10 cannot exactly divide it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.